Leonardo for Teams.
Teams, welcome to Leonardo 104. Transform your business with Leonardo for Teams. Today's webinar will be all about our Teams platform, and here we'll discover how Teams can help fuel collaboration and take your project to new heights. Whether you're working on a creative project as part of a marketing agency, as part of an entertainment project, part of a design studio, Teams is for you. Very exciting to have you all here today. We've got a couple of Leonardo team members in the chat, Roberto and Kat, who will be here to answer any questions that you have. The way that we'll be running the session today is we'll be starting with a little bit of a brief intro, and then Jessie will be taking it away with an excellent demo of some of the cool things you can make using Teams. We'll close it out with a little bit of admin to talk about sort of the billing and the account management on Teams. And then finally, we'll have a Q&A where hopefully we'll be able to answer some of your questions. So the session will be recorded. You'll get an email with a link at the end, but it'll also be on our YouTube pretty quickly afterwards. You can sign up to the next webinar. There's a pinned link in the chat. There's also a pinned link to exploring Teams, as well as one to join our Discord, which is a great place to be if you need additional help or want any of your questions answered. So just to start very briefly, everyone on this webinar can get a free pilot for Leonardo for Teams. The QR code's there, but the link is also, like I said, in the chat. This link will direct you to a form where you enter some of your details, and then our team will be in touch to help you set up that free pilot. Don't worry, we'll show this link again, and like I said, it's already in the chat, but this is just a way to get you started on the platform. So first of all, why Teams? You might already be using Leonardo on the consumer platform, have a solo account, but why sign up for Teams? Well, firstly, account management. You can have a single credit card linked to your entire team for your organization. Bring everyone together. It's that easy. We call it multiplayer Leonardo. You can collaborate. You can work on projects together. You can work on generations together. You can move fast and hit your creative goals, and you can share assets. So you can privately and securely share assets together, working on different creative projects. This is all in the abstract, but I think all of this stuff is going to be made abundantly clear once we jump into our demo, which we're going to do right now. Jessie.
Yay!
I'll add your screen to the stage. And, yeah.
For sure. Okay. You let me know can you see my Google Slides?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Hi, everybody. Okay, so excited for today. I think we're going to have a really, really fun one. I have specifically made today's workflow about what I would do in an agency context. And for me, that is like storyboarding. Storyboarding is so important in industry. And this is just kind of like a really rapid way to be able to do that. So I'm going to be showing how we have navigating shared collections. So for this workflow, we're going to pretend me and Joel work at an agency together, and how we would collaborate on a project together. So we're going to go quickly through Phoenix, obviously. So describe with AI, edit with AI, how to create things like that. And then applying consistent styles to storyboarding is really, really important, because you want to make sure that they look consistent in aesthetic or style or presets, whatever that is. I come from a film background, so making sure like a scene is color graded correctly to suit the style. So this is what I will be making today. So this is going to be a commercial for like a family going on this car drive. You can see that the color grade has maintained consistent. It is realistic that this is within the same scene. And you'll see myself. Okay, so we're gonna show you how to apply character consistency across. So putting yourself in these storyboards. So that is what we will be exploring for the start. So let's go and get started on platform. Okay, now since this is a team project, this is a team collaboration, I'll just show you how we navigate that. So for the home page, obviously here, now up the very top, you can get your drop down of the different teams that you're a part of. For today, I'm going to be in Joel's team. And then I can go to my team feed. Now, here you will see everything that you generate, your generations, your team generations, which means and you can choose who sees this, by the way. So this is a privacy thing. But I can see everything that Joel's been working on, and I can see what I've been working on, and they're in a shared feed, so we can kind of like build in and collaborate together. I then got my folders, so my collections, where I go and put all my things, and then you've got team collections. So that's where things are shared. And I can see that Joel has been, for this use case, I was like, oh, can you get started on building the base imagery for this driving scene? So let's go and do that. And I can either go to my team gens and I can see which of Joel's work I like the most, or I can go to that folder that he's started working on. I'm going to take this one as a beginning place to start with. And oh no, that's my one. Let me go to Joel's one. Team collections, driving scene base. Okay, excellent. And we're going to start with this one. Okay, cool. So there's a few different ways that I could work from this. I could either download it and use Describe with AI and get started again, or I can just directly go with the remix, and it automatically opens up those details. So if we go and have a look at what that's just done, I just want to be very clear with what you've just seen happen. So we got Joel's thingy. Okay, so in this, if you have a look at that, the information of how Joel made that image exists in here. So I can see that this is the prompt that he used. I can see that he was using the cinematic preset on Phoenix down there. And I can also see what the seed is. So that can be helpful information if you're wanting to try and like get very specific stuff. Okay, so I'm going to run this, which is running on the same feature, on the same details that he has worked on. Now, what you'll notice as well is if we have a look at these images, stylistically, they're a different color grade. I haven't done a style transfer on this just yet. And that is because I'm still working on the base. So, okay, cool. So that's kind of similar. I can be more specific though. I can work around this. So I'm going to say, what do we want to do? I might work on it a bit. Now, if I wanted this one specifically, I can also do a style reference and a reference point, but for the sake of this, we're just going to go with that. And I'm going to go edit with AI, and I'm going to say let's go wider shot. Wider shot, aerial shot. That's what aerial shot. Okay, cool. And it's using the fixed seed. And so I can actually now continue building and working on Joel's work. So if I was already happy with what he had made, I can just start for the next phase of the process. If I wanted to build upon what he was already doing, this is how I would kind of go about building about it. Once again, it uses the same seed. So you're going to be getting similar things like the color grade and other features like that. Okay, these are kind of fun and cool. That one's all right. That's kind of cool. Okay, let's use this one for the time being. I like that one there. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is, again, using just edit with AI. Really, really helpful. Now what I'm going to do is I want to color grade it. And so I want to make the style the same. Now, for the sake of this, I'm going to put it on cinematic, and I'm going to put it on long exposure. And this is because I'm very, very familiar with knowing what our different presets do and define. I'm hoping for the people who have been continuing along, like we're getting a better idea of what the presets are. If you're joining for the first time, pretty much what this just means is a setting that you set suitable for the outcome that you want. So I know that if I put long exposure on, I'm going to kind of get almost like that streakiness that you get with cars. And I can just go and grab our old generation. So if I wanted to do this style transfer thing, I could either go and take the initial one, which we're happy with, so Joel's, I can access Joel's, or I can use my one here. Because I think we're going to focus on teams, let me just go grab that just so we have consistency. Now I'm using Describe with AI to make sure that the text, the prompt is the same as what the image kind of says and looks like. These are just really basic, helpful workflows, which I think I really encourage you to kind of do with stuff. So let's go grab this one again. Okay, good. And that's the content. So the content of the image is going to be that. However, as we saw with my storyboard, if we go back to this one, this has a very distinct yellow color grade, which I have been working on to create. And so I'm going to make sure that the color grade is the same across all of these images. And I'm going to do that a few different ways. For me, I spent a bit of time making sure I got my first color graded image the way I wanted it. So that can be done through, it could be through prompting. You could Describe with AI. Like maybe if you are a filmmaker, like I've made films before, so I could go just get a shot from a color grade that I really liked and use that as a style transfer. And then the strength that you put this on is going to determine like how strong that tint is up until the point of texture. Now, if you put them on like very high, it's going to take everything from the picture up until the point of like, if somebody has a beard, then I will then that beard will carry over to the character. Or if you use like a color grade of like, for example, if we used this image on a high style reference, it's probably going to make the face quite young because it's got a young boy's face in the same way you've got this with the beard. So, but if you just want the colors, it's better to sit at like a lower or mid, depending on what you're working on. Okay, I'm just going to run that and see how that looks. And I might just put it on cinematic just to give you another example of the different outcomes that you're going to get. Just as like a very basic like housekeeping thing, right now Phoenix isn't compatible with image guidance, which is what I'm doing with these two, which is why if you put it on that, it might go like that. But that's totally fine. It's going to catch up very soon. And that's no worries. Okay, so we've got these coming through. You also notice that I'm working in fast mode today. I've actually moved over to fast mode, which is, I never thought I would do it. I was like, no, everything has to be top quality. But I'm finding for the process of my iterative workflow, because everything I do is so iterative, having it on fast has actually been quite helpful. Okay, cool. And then we've got the cinematic one. They're quite nice as well. So there's a few little differences that you'll get by using the different camera work. I think like even if you look at the blur on that, that one is quite nice. Okay, cool. So we've got this like driving scene that's going on. Excellent. And that's great because Joel's gone and set me up. Joel's already gone and done that base work. So let's go and do another example. If we keep moving forward. So I've gone and made all these characters and we've color graded them and everything's looking great. Is character consistency. If we go and have a look at how we would put on different characters. Now, these are different characters. So the one on the left, she was great. She was from the community feed. So if you're the creator of her absolutely amazing work, I thought she was great. And I was quickly using a character reference to put her into scenes. So let's go and have a look at how I would go and do that. And then at the end, we'll swap it over to see if I was the actor. Guys, have been recast. Okay, so let's go put that on. Okay, so I'm going to go to our team collection, which we're working on. So we could go and have a look at these. I just want to make sure I've got the base right. Okay, excellent. Now, there's a few different ways of working with it for what we want to achieve. So for the sake of like an experiment, I'm going to show you, if we just do a direct remix, you'll notice I have Portrait Perfect on. If you are doing faces, I strongly recommend having Portrait on. It's just better at knowing what a face is. And you tend to get higher quality results. You can also go through and put on these different grades. So if you want like a close-up, a cinematic, any of these ones, I am going to maybe close-up or cinematic. Let's do two different experiments. Okay, now, as you'll see, this one does not have image guidance set for a particular face. There is no character reference on, which means I'm going to get a variety of different faces. I have described this person as a 40-year-old mother woman with light skin, brunette hair styled in a loose braid. Okay, she's looking at the camera towards us, some complex of stay. But you'll see that all of these girls are different. They're different faces. They're general, but they are different. However, if I go and put on a character reference, the outcome is going to be more specific. So we go and use her. She's great, beautiful face. Okay, great. And I'm going to put that on a mid. Okay. Now, even if we run this, I'm going to show you a few different experiments of what I'm talking about. Okay, so if we run that as a character with that, or if we add a content reference as well. So if we go and have a look at some of our gens, maybe I'll take this one, oops, that one, and I'll put that one as maybe like a mid content reference. And beautiful. Okay, cool. I'm running that through. Okay, cool. So let's go have a look at her. So yeah, you can see those qualities have really come through. That's quite beautiful. Also note this is on a fast render, and so a fast generator. It's on fast mode, and this hasn't been upscaled. So for a first pass, these are pretty bloody beautiful at getting that character consistency across. And they are really strong like that. And you also notice that the lighting is really beautiful. And I think the more familiar you get with playing with different presets, you can get more predictable about what outcomes you want. Now, with this one, you'll see, okay, so this was this base image that I made for the car, but now I've put character reference on and her face has come across, but it's retained that position. So this is what you need to get very familiar with, is understanding content reference and character reference and how they work together, and the strengths and weaknesses of both. Now, if I really wanted, you'll notice these ones look a bit different because the color grade is different. I didn't have a style reference on, but if I go and put the style reference on as well, so let's go and get, which color do we like? I think this was the one I was playing with. But say if I wanted to retain this color palette, I would put that style maybe on a lower or mid. If I started to put it up much higher, you're going to see features of the initial image carried through. So I might change her nose a little bit. We'll see how that works. Now, I just want to do a few other experiments. Maybe this one. I might play with this one with chucking me in the picture. Now, I tend to find that generated faces work better than like typical human faces like my own. But let's do a run through as an example. And I just have to remember to change a few of the details, like my details. So I'm not 40, so I'm going to say focusing on a woman. Okay, cool. So just have a look at this, guys. Right. So because I made that style mid, you can see how we've lost a few of her like more rounder features to more over to that other girl. So I might drop it down just to make it lower instead. It's a color grade. Or I could write it into the thing as this mustard yellow. Okay, so I'm going to go and run another experiment with you just so we get an idea of what is another one of putting in someone like my face. Okay, so if we go and take Describe with AI, I'm going to go and have... I was making some pictures to my collection, my generations. I made one yesterday that I really liked, which I think worked well with the scene. Yeah, these ones are good. Okay, so let's go and take this picture of a woman driving. This is the one that I was playing with. Okay. So I've used the Describe with AI. This has just become seamless in my workflow because it makes the prompt 100% accurate to what I'm working with. And I think the more accurate like you can be with those kind of prompts is just the more helpful you're going to get. Okay, so put that on here. That's going to be my content reference. I'm going to put it at a medium. If you put things too high, it doesn't give it enough room to be able to play with. So make sure you have everything. Medium is like usually quite good. I've got mid on character. I'm just going to run that, and then we can go add a style transfer at the second bit as well. Okay, so we've got our girl, and here she is. She's coming through quite nicely. Great. And so I think this is just a really nice example of like when you do your storyboards, you can actually go in and really put the character that you want in the scene, which is quite powerful, and being able to kind of play with different color grades and different lighting, different positions. So if you wanted to keep pushing these different positions, we could definitely keep going. I'll give you another example of playing with Edit with AI. So let's just have a quick result, give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, so I think this is probably a bit too yeah, a bit too strong. Okay, so let's go back to cinematic, and I'm going to, because I don't have my style reference on, and I'm going to put style reference of maybe one of which one? That one's kind of nice, maybe. I want one that's side on with a nose. So I might go and grab these different color grades. Yeah, I was working on a bunch of these different color grades. So you can see at the start, they don't like, they turned a bit like a bit too bad, but then but with my iterative process, they get better and better and better. So make sure that when you're working, like this stuff is iterative. Like it takes me time to like nail it like very well as well. So don't worry if like your first result isn't excellent. The more that you play, the better you kind of get with this stuff. And I'll show you with this example of what I mean by that. But you can see like the qualities of that image that I got through coming through, like the lipstick has been red, whatever. So we just need to chuck a style transfer on. Okay, how are we doing for time? We're doing all right. Okay, beautiful. And then we'll go and have a look at the other characters. So what I wanted to show you in terms of storyboarding, so I've just gone and taken that script that we had before. Because with Phoenix you can do edit with AI. I think for that the initial stage of like creating your base assets for content reference, I would make it in Phoenix first, which is what Joel did with our folder. So if we go and have a look at the card that Joel was working on, so we can go and have a look at his team collection, the driving scene base. So these were the base images, and this was like him choosing what kind of car it was and these kind of details, right? And so if we have a look at, yeah, so this one changes the chart, but the position is really interesting. I quite like these positions. So we could play with it a little bit more. We could say maybe like make the woman, because I want it to maybe look a bit more, make the woman young, make the woman younger, make the woman 30 maybe, 30 years old. And I would say make the car vintage. You could do that as well. Have a play around. So the base image, with Phoenix, it's more it's easier to kind of give it instruction because you can do the edit with AI functionality, and then I go and use that over across in these ones when I use it as a secondary thing. Okay, so that's like quite a nice position. I quite like these. Yeah, that one's excellent. Maybe which one do I use? I like these. I like this one. This one's nice. Let's use this one. Okay, so if we go and take that, but I can continue this process again and again and again and again. So these are looking a bit better. These are looking more like me. So if we go back to cinematic, and I'm going to put it on actually portrait cinematic. Okay, good. And then I'm going to take this image that we've just made. We'll go get that one. So describe with AI. So the one we just generated. Which one did I like? That one's quite nice. No, that one's one. I like that one. Okay, beautiful. And then I'm going to have me on, and then I'm going to do a content reference as well. Content reference there. And that one. Cool. And I am just going to change the color grade to a bit of a different. I quite liked this color grade. I'll chuck that one on. That's a nice color grade. Okay, that should work. Hopefully. I'll go and render that out, and let's have a look at what we get for the result of that. And I might quickly just run it as a cinematic as well, just to see if there's a difference in the outcomes. Playing with the different presets, it can be nice to get the different styles that you want. I would recommend, like, I break my workflow into a few different steps. So I do like the base image, which is what I use as content reference. So I would make the base imagery. Then I would I would figure out what the style grade is. Yeah, that's too high. Why is that too high? Might bump it down a little bit. Low, mid. That's too high. We'll see. Yeah, and so I would do and then I would do my color grade, and then I would stack on top and all of this. So it's a fun iterative process. They're still working. Cool. And then the other thing I wanted to show everybody, just when we have a little bit of time, is this idea of doing elements. Now, Elements are lauras, which are these things that you can kind of train to stack on top of each other. Now, if your studio, like if your agency particularly has like, maybe you guys have your own aesthetic that you like to deliver assets in, like maybe your storyboards have this like maybe a director doesn't want a fully like fleshed photography style result. Maybe they want to have more open to the imagination with like an illustrative style. Perhaps they do want the whole thing color graded, or maybe they want it black and white. Like we're able to achieve these different things. Okay, this one's all right. So I would keep working until I get the thing that I wanted. But I think the ones that I had yesterday, like they really worked out quite nice. So keep playing until you get what you want. Okay, so what we're going to do now is do a, we're going to do this as a, where is my thing? Oh, we're going to do this as an illustration, as a kind of like illustration stuff. So I'm going to go chuck this on 3D. I'm going to put it on 3D, and I'm going to say, I'm going to say a 3D, or maybe an illustration. Say an illustration. An illustration of a, we go, illustration of a woman sitting in the back seat, blah, 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 blah. And we'll have that element on high, and we can play around with this different stuff. So this storyboard that we made yesterday, so like this was beautifully graded and was well lit, but then I wanted to create this asset as anime. And so being able to go and use our different elements for that. Now, elements exist here. So you're going to see here, we have a whole bunch that we have already trained. So these are lauras that we've already trained, which we like. I love this one, the modern analog photography. That's gorgeous. But if you are an agency, or you are a studio, or you are working with like massive clients, you can like have your like lauras that you trained, and they can sit there and we can search for them, or your fine-tuned models, and they can be found here. And so you can apply them if you've got like a particular thing that you're working on. Okay, so here we go. Let's go and have a look at me. That's a bit cuter. Okay, cute. And so you can see that this like animation style has kind of come through. Now I specifically put it on, this 3D render, maybe because I enjoy like the multi-dimensional element, but we can totally make it flat. We can make it a different kind of style. Like if we go and get, for the sake of this, I'm just going to go and grab content reference, one of my other ones. So let's go and take this one. Okay, good. So we've got that. I'm going to have that at a, yeah, that can be high, low, that, render that out. And you can also stack elements on top of each other if you want to get a few different like styles. So if we go in here and we go and take, I don't really use a line art, but we can, maybe I'll show it to you as an example, just so you have like a really clear understanding of what I mean by these different styles. So you can stack that. I don't know if these ones are compatible together. I might just drop that down. And I'll put it on illustration, stylized illustration, and render that out. So you can either achieve like different aesthetics using stacking lauras, like using, elements, being able to put these elements on top of each other, or a style reference or a style transfer if you guys have a rule. Good. So these are cute. Okay, cool. So now my storyboard is more of this like illustrative style, and you can see like that, that looks like me. I don't know if you can see. that one looks quite a lot like me. Which is cute to play around with. So clearly like illustration is a bit more forgiving if you're using real human faces. However, you know, it definitely can be achieved just with building things out and working through that. These ones are all right. I would keep working to get it like very, very accurate for myself. But if we have a look at the other character, this girl, yeah, she's come through excellently. And I think that's because her base was generative, which means a bit more forgiving with stuff. Cute. Okay, has my element loaded? Let's go have a look at that again. Yeah, a bit too bright. Creative stuff. That's got things stacked. But you can keep playing with these, and I think they're a really fun way of kind of working together. So if we go and have a look at teams again, so I can see the different scenes that we've been working on. And like, so this was just like one of my girl, but I made a boy, I made the dad, like I made all these different characters. And there's, again, the exact same principles that you've seen before of just like bringing across a style grade and creating these different scenes. So if we wanted to go and have a play, we can keep building out the rest of it. We keep doing the scenery as well, which I quite like. So play, if you want to change the car. So if we wanted, so say Joel made this, let's just say Joel made this one and I didn't like that car. So I'm like, okay, no, let's go in. Just gonna get rid of that one so I'm not distracted. Okay, so we can run that. I'm just gonna run the car that he's given me. And I'm going to say fast, and I'm going to say no. I can now change this to a forward drive. So that's why the experiment I just want to do with you guys. So he's gone for this beautiful vintage car, and I'm going to say, no, I want it to be, I say this.
Jessie, we got a good question in the chat from Meg, which is how do you save these into different collections and folders?
Yeah, definitely. Let's go do that.
The collections and folders is a really powerful function.
It's really important. So no, thank you for catching me on that. That's great. Okay, so let's go and take this one for example of this little anime face. Okay, so I am like, okay, yep, you know what? This is the one that I really like. Organize exists here. So I'm going to go organize. I can go put that into my own collections, or I can go put this into team collections. So you can see here, Joel and I have been breaking down that driving scene. So we've got the driving scene base. So that's the base stuff that I've been building in Phoenix. Or anime scene, he's got that anime. So these are the ones that we have gone to the extent of taking our selected images and now chucking the elements on top. So there you go. Image added to driving scene anime. Excellent. I can go and press on that. Oops. Be a broken link. Okay, cool. And I can go team collections and driving scene anime, and that image has now been added to this folder. Joel can see this in real time. So the second that so if we go and have a look at team generations, Joel can see this as I render it out. If you don't want that for a security thing, no worries, we have a privacy element. But if you do want that in a way that, all throughout the day, I can see what he's working on as he's working on it. And he can see what I'm working on as I'm working on it. It's very, 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 very helpful. If you are working on a project, like if we just quickly go and have a look at this, this scene, this storyboard. So say I had to deliver this to a client, say we had to deliver a storyboard for a commercial. We could break this into a few different tasks, right? So you would have the person who maybe sets the base content, the content reference stuff. You would have the person that can focus on color grading. So that's using style reference. You can do all this together as one. So it just depends how you want to divide your time. You can have somebody who works on corrections. So it's like, oh, actually, no, they changed the actor. That last minute, they've gone and changed the actor. No worries. We'll go chuck this actor on instead. It's also really good for visualizing. Like maybe you're pitching for different actors or different people or different casting or whatever to rapidly do it. So yeah, the collaborative nature is very, very, very helpful in being able to see this. Now, what is also cool is say I've gone and I've been like, oh, you know what? Great, we've got this big truck thing instead. This is the truck that I've done instead. And Joel can be like, yeah, it's all right, but I don't love it. But what he could do, he could go, because he can see this is in his feed. He can go press from remix. And he's now got the exact same details and he can go and change it. He's going to say, with no people. I'll just get rid of that Windows. I'm gonna get rid of the people bit, and I can run that. I wanted to change that thing to fast or whatever. Okay, so Joel can now directly build on this thing that I've just made in real time. So we can be working in parallel, which is good if you're trying to like come to a concept as well. And we can do generative stuff. So if we go and say, so he might be like, yeah, that's good, but change the truck to yellow, make the scene more impressive or something. I don't know. It's a bit abstract. And in real time, we go back to our team gen feed. In real time, this will populate into that. So once it finishes, you should be able to get it quite soon. So if we go here, and he'll instantly have this there in his feed, which is really helpful to work from. I mean, I think this is a pretty intense truck, but for the sake of example, I'm going to say, yeah, you know what? That's the one I'm going to work with. So I can go then to my color grade. So I'm like, yep, that one's great. I'm going to go describe with AI. I'm going to go grab this one. Yep, cool. And then I'm quickly just going to go to a star reference. So I'm a star reference, maybe one of these ones. That's mine. I'm going to grab my thing. I might put it, middle high. Make the number plate read fast.
Another
Yeah,
couple of questions, and I think this
yeah,
might
man.
be a good one to close it out
Yeah,
on, and then we can go to the kind of like accounts and billing section.
yeah,
But a couple people asking about video. So
yeah,
maybe if
yeah,
there's a particular part of the storyboard we could bring to life with
yeah,
motion to show
yeah. I'd love to, for sure.
the video functionality.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's go and take one of these. Sure, that one's fine. Yeah, okay, I'm going to take this one. Okay, so I could do, I can, oh, no, where is it? I haven't upscaled this, but let's just go into motion. So motion exists here, and I can go click this. So again, if I am in Joel's team, so maybe I'm in charge of motion. Maybe Joel's in charge of making base imagery, and I'm in charge of doing the imagery. Oh, sorry, the motion element. So I can go into team gens. He might have a folder here that says like, yep, this is finished. So maybe he's like, this is our finished folder. And I'm like, excellent. I loved, which one do I like? I don't know, one of these ones. Sure, we'll go take this one. And I can do motion strength. And so we've got motion strength, which goes from 0 to 10 with Leo. I don't know which one I might put it on 6, 7, 6 or 7, maybe. We'll see what we get with that as a result. So when I press that button, all it does is just sends it to your image creation feed over here. So if you don't see it, that's where it is. And it will also come populated in the team feed once it's finished generating. So that should come out. And you can play with different, the strengths. The strengths, you'll get different outcomes given on the different ones. So sometimes it can be a bit of experimentation trying to figure out which is like the right version. So we go and get that truck as well. And I might put that one on that's probably a bit too high, but let's see how that renders out. Have a look at team feed. It should be here in my image gen. It's just being a little bit slow today. I don't know why. My internet has been not ideal for a stream. Hopefully I'll come out soon. So that's kind of like how we apply motion. And also, obviously, if you haven't seen it before, this is where our upscaler, you can upscale from your base imagery right there, or you can grab it from here and we go and put that on. I'm going to put that on cinematic. Might put it at like, I don't know, it's checking on 5 for the time being. And this is where we upscale our stuff. And so if I wanted to go grab any of the other images that I have been working on, for maybe I go team collections, and Joel's got this like great, here we go. Let's do a render. And the other thing is we have different upscaler for different styles. So if you want like illustration, if you want cinematic, if you want game assets, that might be a bit too high for that, but we'll just see how that comes out and renders through. This was like a picture that I was working on before with the girl. So if you get a bit of a dodgy output, don't worry about it, because you can come in here and clean it up. Her skin's gone perfect and her lips have gone perfect, and that's worked out really nice. So we fixed up her face and eyes. So anytime I get like a gen that I'm like, oh, something's a bit off, don't worry about it. You can just come and clean it up in here. Okay, cool. And so then this has been upscaled, and bloody hell, look how beautiful that is. Have a look at this. Let's have a look at our road. Like, that's been great for adding that detail. I love the shadow that's going to be put on there. You're going to have a look up here. Look how beautiful that fidelity is for the mirror. Oh my God, that's gorgeous. Yeah, so like definitely like you can go in and clean up stuff and make it beautiful. I could also play, I didn't bother with Phoenix, but if you wanted, like, Phoenix has very, very, very good text adherence. So I could say what I wanted the number plate to be and get a great result. Also, if you have a look at this one, like, stunning on that eye, because it's been trained specifically as for illustration. And so that's a really nice illustrative style. So if I was going to deliver like a storyboard to a client, like, that is beautiful. You've got the reflection on the mirror. That's really gorgeous. So yeah, upscale, like, it definitely is worth upscaling. And even to that effect of just being like, Joel, I could be like, hey man, I finished all my work for the day. Like, I could have a folder here. So if we go new collection, I'm going to call this like upscaled images. So we could go there, create an add image. Here we go, your generations. And we go find the where did I put them? Like, yeah, my staff. And so if we go and put in here, where did I
You
put?
use the upscaled button at the top, maybe.
Oh, there it is. Sorry. Yeah, not even paying attention. Yeah. So that it should exist right there. So upscaled will go and sit there. I don't know why that one isn't there. What are you doing? What are you doing? Upscale details. And then I don't know where I've sent that. Well, but yeah, so that'll, we can just go and put that there. And the process is just so much faster and easier. Just go back to have a look at my video. They should be done by now. Yeah, cool. So here's my motion assets. So that's great. I'm like, awesome, man. That's a great scene. Super cute. I like it. Organize. Let's go make a folder. I'm going to put in my team collections and I'm going to say motion. Motion, and that can go add there. Beautiful. And then I'll add this one. If I am happy with it, I can keep working on it to suit. So if it isn't like giving you exactly what you want, you just do it again at a different number to see what the different scale is. And then I can go here, team feed, teams collection, and Joel and I have motion there. And so if I am then like compositing, like putting together an edit of a film, I can just download. We can just go straight download that, done, save, download, next thing. And so, or I can also batch download. I'm pretty sure you can download a whole thing. So yeah, it's like really, really, really helpful for professional workflows. I can't recommend it enough. Like it's so helpful in like building up things. But hopefully we've got like the theory has like come through enough. And
I think that's been great.
Yeah, awesome.
I might just steal the screen off you.
Yeah.
And one sec. Thank you so much, Jessie. That was an incredible demo. Just conscious that we're coming on, getting towards the end of the hour. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about setup. I know we had a question in the chat about subscription costs. But yeah, basically in brief, talk about how you can get your team going. Whoops, sorry, everyone. With Leonardo for Teams right now. So first of all, what you'll need to do is reach out to the team for early access. So Teams is in early access. We're working on it all the time. But at the moment, it's not self-serve. All that means is, you need to reach out to Leonardo. And then what we'll do is we'll set up a custom plan based on your business needs, based on how many seats you need. And then we'll get you going. And like I said, everyone on this call will have access to a free trial. I'll walk you through really briefly how to create a team within Leonardo and what that looks like. And then I'll show you how to add members and assign roles within the app. So this is what you'll see on our website when you navigate to Teams plans. Alternatively, you can just use the link in the chat, which will send you directly to a form where you'll be able to fill out your details. That's the pinned comment that I've sent in the chat at the start of the session. You'll connect with the team through that form or through the page on our website. And from there, the team will reach out. And what they'll do is they'll enable your account so that you can start your team. You can see here that the team plan offer is on the left in the sidebar. All you need to do is press accept, and then you'll be able to go from a solo account to a Teams account. From there, you'll select your team name. So I went with a very creative one, which is Joel's team. But you can go as wild as you'd like. From here, you'll be directed to billing. So here you can see that, because it's a free trial, it's $0 a month for starters. And then from there, your team is all set up. And you'll be able to jump into the team and start to invite members. And I will show you what that looks like within the app because it is a tiny bit different from our current situation on the solo plans. So this is my end of the team feed. So as you can see, All of those assets that Jessie was working on are now visible to me on my end. So all of those motions, etc., I can now see them. So one of the advantages of our teams. Um, I'm already in Joel's team here, which is awesome. If I want to navigate to those, I'm just going to make it so that you can actually see. If I want to navigate to account settings for the teams, I can just click on settings down here. I'll navigate to teams up here, and then I want to go to Joel's team. So as you can see, I'm a member of some other teams, but because I'm the owner of this team, I've got the ability to manage the various settings. So I can either manage billing, which will direct me to Stripe, or if I'd like, I can manage members. And so here I can control what I want to do with members of my team. And if I want to add, say, an additional member to my team, all I need to do is grab an email address, put it in here, and then send out an invite. You can see here how many unused seats you have for the team. And yeah, that can be expanded, of course, by talking to the team and getting that all sorted. This is the boring bit. This is the admin bit, but of course, it is important when you're running a business. Thank you, everyone. We've had some additional questions in the chat that we can speak to, but in the meantime, I might throw up this final slide before we answer some of them.
Cool.
So, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We do have 10 minutes left, but I wanted to throw this up just for 1 sec. If you wanted to reach out to Leonardo to get access to Teams, that's the QR code on the right. Like I said, that'll direct to a form. You'll fill out your details, and then we can be in touch to get you set up. If you want to sign up to our next webinar, that's the QR code in the middle. It'll be focused on what will it be? Marketing and advertising. So our next series of webinars is all about Gen AI workflows for different creative industries. The first will be focused
that in the chat. I saw there was a request in the chat for those kind of things. So definitely we want to make sure the workflows are relevant to your verticals, different verticals in different industries. So I'm excited about this one. We have 4, right? We're going to do marketing and advertising.
We've got marketing and advertising, then we're going to do video games, and then we're going to do fashion and product design, and then down the line, film and TV, architecture and interiors. But we really want to just cover off lots of creative industries, do some really bespoke and specific workflows. And then you can also join our Discord community using the QR code on the left, which is looking a little bit, which is looking a little bit hidden. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We do have a little bit more time. So if you have any particular workflows or things you'd like to see Jessie demo,
which is one thing. I suppose I could also show you how I would change details. So Joel, do you just want to go back to me and I'll quickly just show some other stuff which I would do? Okay. Is it on me?
It's on you.
It's on me. Okay, cool. So guys, this is a scene that I was playing with. The other day where I got this picture that I liked, but I wanted I couldn't get the background right. So I literally went in and chucked this desert in the background of what I wanted. And we're just going to take a little screenshot of that. So real-time canvas is really helpful for playing with different things that I want. What you can also do if you are a storyboarder by trade, or that's what you typically work with, basic things work fine. So if I'm going to say So I'm going to say a woman, oh God, a woman sitting. I don't even know what we do. Like a which scene was I doing before? A car. I'm gonna say a car driving into the sunset. Let's do something like that. Okay, so if we go and do that, I can now go and take my very, very, very bad illustration skills. I'm drawing on a Mac trackpad, so forgive me for this. Let's just pretend this is my car. God, it's a bad car. Whatever. And oh yeah, wow. So like you can see this like mirror, this window that it thinks this is. So that's cool. And I can go and take I don't know, say this is like my windscreen thing. I don't know, there could be something there, and then I might build out, and then I'm gonna do like a person. Do like, and then maybe like a person driving here. This could be my person. Cool. And they're holding the thing. So you can see, do you see on the right how like much it's like responding to the thing? And I can do this either high or low, right? So maybe if I go put it, I'm going to put it, that one's kind of all right. I don't know, something like that. They can be driving on the steering wheel. I don't know. Sure. That can be fine. Instant refine that. I'm going to get that, and I can download that. So I can use this kind of stuff as content reference. And I think this is really important for people who are familiar with traditional workflows, that you can like still do traditional workflows. Like if you are an, like if you like literally drawing your storyboards, you can just go sketch it, like literally sketch it. And we can go put some other stuff, some star reference. I'm going to go put one of my color grades, that one. Oh, maybe I'll put a car on. The generations was the one I liked. That's kind of nice. It's got a nice grade. Sure, let's use that grade. Put that in mid, and then I can go and get what describe with AI that scene. I'm going to say a windscreen. It's like a car windscreen. I'm going to put it on cinematic, maybe like put it on moody or something interesting. Maybe macro. I don't know. We'll put which one? I don't know. Chuck it on cinematic for the sake of this. Okay, and then we can go and render that out. Oops, I put that content way too high. I might put that mid, and I'll put it on a low to show you the difference that you're going to get with this stuff. And put that low as well. Okay, so if you wanted to storyboard like by hand, you would just draw it by hand and then come in and use it either as a content reference, or you can also use it as an edge to image, or like which follows the line work. So if you had this like line illustration, so look how pretty these are, guys. Look how pretty. Cool. And so we just quickly did, like, this was so rapid, and that was just using that like doodle pad that I just did with the reference. I obviously did this very quickly and not very well thought out, but this is how you can like rapidly get outputs that you might want. So let's go take this one, for example. That one's quite good. Oh, that one's nice. And play around. And that is using this real-time illustration pad. So you can do something as simple as that, or we could also do, if we wanted to go, maybe if I wanted to add, I'm going to say a woman's face. No, it's a woman. Sure, that can be fine. And then get rid of the background. We can build off these. So these, like, it's just so helpful for building out scenes that I like. Yeah, that one's quite good. Okay, cool. Is there a fine? Beautiful. Okay, cool. So I've got this base. Sure, thank you. Can go back, go put it in my base. And then we go image gen. I go get the content. So I go grab this thingy that I just doodled. Beautiful. Great. And I'm going to put that other character face on, that other girl. Let's chuck her on. And I'm going to make the style one of the other grades, which I quite liked. I'll go get, let's go get, which one's nice? That's nice. That's nice. I don't know. Let's grab this one. It's got quite good lighting. Okay, so I'll grab this one for the lighting, put it on mid row, and I'm going to go and get my Describe with AI, which is this other one. Cool. So I think, yeah, like these tools, the way that Leonardo has been built is specifically like for this like iterative workflow. Like I love using all these different tools, right? And it's like they work all in conjunction with each other. And when you're familiar with these tools, when you play with this stuff, it becomes a seamless workflow to the point where I'm like, oh God, I just wish I love this, but I just wish I could do this. And I'm like, no worries. I'll go jump with either like edit with AI, or I'll go take it into real time, or I'll go do these different stuff. And so now I've gone and got these nice results. I might just put that a little bit higher, which is going to be more responsive to my specific thing. But you can see how those different image guidances have played a role in getting a really nice output. And we haven't even upscaled that. That was quite nice. Let's go upscale this one. We're happy with that one. Sure.
Conscious that we're coming onto the hour, but thank you,
coming
Jessie.
onto the hour. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, I just wanted I just wanted to show everybody, like, it's just such like these tools have been built to work beautifully together. So feel free to like go play with them, because they truly are spectacular at getting very, very amazing results, very fast as well. Very, very, it blows my mind how fast we can get like amazing outputs.
Thank you guys all so much for tuning in, and all of your feedback in the comments. I know we didn't get time to answer all your questions, but hopefully Kat and Roberto ticked off a few of them. Yeah, we really, really appreciate you taking the time. And, you know, please reach out to the team to get Leonardo for Teams going for your business, for your projects. And tune into future webinars, because we've got an amazing series planned for you coming up. So, you know, watch this space. Oh, that's looking really good, Jessie.
Yeah, it's really nice. I would probably play around with a few other features and stuff like that. But yeah, really, really gorgeous work. And then we can totally just from up here create motion and add motion to it, which is beautiful. Anyway, I can stay on these tools all day. So yeah, we better wrap it, because I'm having too much fun. Way too much fun.
Well, I mean, we can't end the webinar until we see that motion, Jen.
Oh God, sorry. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I probably put it on too high. But I think what we really just wanted to send home today is just like how helpful having like these team collections are for any sort of studio, like anyone who's doing agency or studio work, even to the sense of like if I had a team of more than, well, if I just had a team, like it's like if you're working with any sort of like team collaborative workflows, like it's just so helpful to have that stuff. I think when you're working professionally as well, definitely like just makes the workflow so much more seamless, rather than having to like email you these files so you can like put them together and stuff. Anyway,
yeah,
ending up.
Right,
okay.
Once then we can close it out, but I feel like it would just be too much anticipation if we ended.
I know. I'm bummed I didn't put the motion on correctly. Anyway, that's all right. You get a little bit of movement. I put it too low, which is why it's not getting much motion. But we could go add that now to our motion folder. We go motion, done, and then oops, and then that instantly will be here for Joel to go and put into our ad. Beautiful. There we go. I'm picturing like a country song to this, right? Like I can hear the song that you would play at the back of it.
Yeah, take me home, country road.
Yeah, literally. Here we go. This is our beautiful ad. But like that's insane. It's not even been like 30 minutes and we've gone and made this like commercial. Like it's ridiculous. Anyway. Well, thanks everyone.
See you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. See you next time. Our next series is going to be really exciting with productive workflows. So looking forward to that one.